The House comes to questions for oral answer. Question number 1, in the name of James Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister and reads, does he stand by all of his government's policies?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Prime Minister, yes.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, James Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Prime Minister, is it his government's policy to increase the number of unemployed people in New Zealand and at the same time decrease the number of jobs?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker,
Order.
No.
Supplementary.
Order. Supplementary question, James Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Prime Minister, is it acceptable to him and his government that the number of unemployed people in New Zealand has increased by 11,000 this quarter, or more than the entire population of Gore?
The Honourable the Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, it's not a surprise that the employment market's a bit softer, because in the first half of this year, national income dropped by billions of dollars when the dairy prices dropped. And also the Christchurch rebuild has flattened out. That has led to an economy that's softer than people expected. That's been showing up in all the other economic numbers, and now it's showing up in the employment numbers. However, we're confident that the economy is on track to 2 to 3% growth over the next 12 to 18 months.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, James Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Prime Minister, given that this is the 4th quarter in a row where unemployment has risen, would he say that his government is, as his party's website says, quote, helping families get ahead?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, I certainly stand by the statement that the government's helping families get ahead, illustrated by the fact that the quarterly figures show another real increase in wages, which I think is 4 or 5 years of progressive real increase in the incomes, of course, of those who have jobs. And of course we're concerned about those who don't, and the best thing we can do about those who don't have jobs is do what we can to encourage businesses to invest the next dollar and create the next job, and that's what we do through the business growth agenda.
Supplementary question, James Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Prime Minister, does he think that his government is working for all New Zealanders when Māori and Pacific people's rates of unemployment are both more than double the overall unemployment rate?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, yes, and in fact within government we're working very hard to overcome decades of low performance by government, for instance, in an education system which doesn't succeed in leaning against socio-economic disadvantage. And it's disappointing that opposition parties have opposed a lot of the measures the government's taken to overcome that critical disadvantage among Māori and Pacifica young people.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, James Shaw.
To the Prime Minister, given that regional unemployment is getting worse, does he now anticipate that more unemployed people will be showing up at his backbenchers' provincial priorities tour?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, they are most welcome, because what they'd hear on that tour is discussion about how to build on the strengths of some regions, only some regions where unemployment's a bit higher, how to encourage businesses in that region to invest another dollar and employ another person, and certainly policies such as banning fossil fuels and creating a very expensive emissions trading system and getting rid of dairy cows, which are green policies, are not likely to create jobs.
Supplementary.
Order. Supplementary question, James Shaw.
To the Prime Minister, what was the unemployment rate when you took office in 2008?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, I can't recall the figure. It was pretty low. But it's a shame that the Greens have drunk the same Kool-Aid as the Labor Party and forgotten there was a global financial crisis and a significant recession and a world economy that's struggling to grow. And if the Greens want to go back to...
Order, the question was answered immediately. Question number 2, Andrew Little.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.